Hey guys, so I wanted to hop on here because I see a lot of people telling women to make better choices and blaming them for choosing men who are no good. But I never really see anyone telling women how to make better choices. So that is what this video is going to be about. I want to tell you guys some of the behaviors to look for in men who are a better choice. And I'm going to just give you some of the things that the men in my life do for me, as well, of course, as my dad, things that he has done. And the guys are either going to display some of these behaviors or they probably won't display them all because I know some pretty amazing guys, but they will display some of these behaviors that are just natural behaviors of men who are looking to protect you versus hurt you. So I can start out small just by saying that when I am out with a man, and let's say we go out to eat, the man never sits with his back to the door. So I've never been out with a man who was okay with sitting with his back to the door in the restaurant. He always wants to be facing the door so he can see who's coming in, and he wants to have a full scope of the total view of everything that's going on in the room. And there's also been occasions where I've been out with men who did that and they were able to like snatch me up and pull me out of the way when some shit kicked off because I'm just sitting there, ha 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 ha, eat my food, lollygagging. They're paying attention and they're protecting the perimeter. So men who are out to be nice to you, they are looking to protect you. So that's the number one thing. Even when I fly with my male friend, he wants to sit in the aisle seat and he puts me on the inside. So when I'm flying with him, he never lets me get the aisle seat because he says if something kick off on the plane, he wants to be able to block and protect me. So that way, if another passenger is getting irate, he's gonna be that first line of defense to like jump in the aisle and do what he got to do to take that guy down to with thinking about protecting me, and that's what's on his mind. Also, I pay attention to a guy's behavior when we're out. So if I'm out with a man, I'm expecting him to not get drunk because if you drunk, you cannot protect me. I'm expecting him to not get high with people he don't know because if you smoking a blunt behind somebody who you don't know or you just met, you don't know what the fuck is in that weed. And now you could be knocked out and now I'm taken advantage of because they took your ass out. Crossing the street is another one. I just visited my dad. Y'all know me. I spend the night at my dad's house quite often because he just completely spoils me while I'm there, just like when I was a kid. But we went somewhere and we had to cross the street. So it was a 4-lane street, 2 oncoming, 2 offcoming traffic. So each time we got to the oncoming traffic, my dad would maneuver me on the other side of him so that if a car jumped over the line, he would get hit first. So a man that cares about you is willing to take a car for you. And the same thing with the men that I have in my life, they do not let me walk on the outside of the street for the same reason. If a car jumps a curve, if somebody starts shooting, they want to be my first line of defense. And even if if it's something blocking the road and we get intertangled or something and I somehow wind up on the outside of that street, they will maneuver me back on the inside of the street so that I'm protected. One of the things that may not be as tough to find is a guy who is interested in protecting you and not hurting you. He's going to actually listen to you and his actions are going to show you that. So I think that women may be listening to what a guy is saying he is going to do and his words are not lining up with his actions. So if he say, I'm going to do A, B, and C, then he needs to provide on what he said he was going to do. So when I deal with men, they have to prove to me that their words are going to match their actions. Now, this can take time. So it can take a while because consistency is really the only way to see if a man is who he says it is. You just got to wait it out. Also, I noticed that when a man is really interested, taking an interest in me, he's not just protecting me. He's now protecting my car. So if I drive my car to a guy's house, he wants to see how much gas is in the tank. Am I riding on E? What is he going to do about it? Are my windows clean? So just simple things that men could be doing to make sure that they're taking you seriously. And ladies, you really have to demand this. When I am dealing with men, or when I used to deal with men, when I was out there dating, I had no problem telling men exactly what my expectations were. And I didn't tell them all up front. I think that's what a lot of women, they kind of wind up getting themselves in a vulnerable position because they tell men everything that they're expecting from him up front. I tell them as I go. So if they do something that I don't agree with or that I don't like, I check them on it the first time that it happens. And then I let them know what's going to happen if they continue that behavior. And basically, if they continue that behavior, then we just can't fuck with each other, because I am not going to be in a relationship where I do not respect a man, or where I feel like I have to argue with him and belittle him. If I'm at the point where I'm going for your jugular and we're in a relationship, I will end that relationship. That is not the type of relationship that you want to be in. And I believe a lot of women find it hard to let back and let the guy take a driver's seat because they're with a man they don't trust. And me personally, I'm not going to be with a man who I do not trust to make decisions, because that's stressful for me. And I don't want to be sitting there arguing with him or questioning everything that he's saying and doing. I'm only going to get into a relationship with a man who I know makes competent decisions without me having to instruct and tell him, as well as a man who I know has my best interests at heart, so that he's not going to make selfish decisions that's going to benefit him and not us. Another way that I'm able to choose good men, ladies, I do not have sex with them. I swear to God, I do not have sex with men when I am in the dating phase. If we are just dating, if that man has not asked me, like verbally asked me to be monogamous with him, we're not having sex. And I say that because I feel like sex clouds a woman's judgment, because when you are the one being penetrated, you sometimes internalize that differently than the way a man would. The man, he simply just emptied his balls. He doesn't care that y'all had sex. So as a woman, I'm not going to have sex with you until you verbally ask me to go monogamous with you and be in a relationship with you. And until then, I'm going to still be dating other guys. And dating don't mean fucking. So many people think that just because a woman is dating multiple men, that she's having sex with all of them. That is not the fucking case. So I withstand from sex while I am in the dating phase, so that my judgment is not clouded, and it's also easier for me to make an exit. I feel like some women hold on to dudes longer than they should just because they slept with them and they don't want to start all over, especially with this whole body count thing going. So my advice to you would be, just don't sleep with them. Now, I've been able to keep a guy's attention without sleeping with him because of my personality and because I'm funny as hell. So he may be doing his thing or getting sex from other women as well. However, I'm not having sex with him. So that's not even of my concern at that point. So these are just some tips to help women better navigate their way through the dating life. If you guys got any questions or about any of their behaviors, ask me. You guys can also leave some tips of your own below in the comment section. And make sure you guys are following me on my YouTube and my Instagram, which I will have linked in my profile. I'll see you on the next one.